paswa
and when
we are the anti
and when
and I was pino I don't know go no a can say syphilis and the candidate namu ya beer no a virus which means namu ya tete pa no media machine bina enum ye adwuma se nkonya ano wo hye o enti mo dance no so ya mo yente munka ha mo dance because ya kan fama ni pa bebre na yusu bi aboa wo mu pa
ni so audio no pen drive na twe koma ese penti no
yes ni nyina no e be sa ma na ba infections need me ma de no tweko ti e sa na o brempem
mano mo mpekete sa
mo mpede mo
mo mpede
ti ya be
fa wo
amuzu pi adro no Mame, your question of the day na ni nkomo na Ghana from Fawo Madwinche Emre na your question Dr. Amuzu say musa ene day na your question enye yana na be say nkosa enye was how would you rate the AFCON opening ceremony on a scale of 1 to 10? Yes, rate Enra. So any opportunity and monitor opening ceremony in Libya. Enra, na no worship David.
Yes.
Anna Montana, Massa. Is it David David no your protocol?
Baby,
too much.
Deliver.
Oh yes. And you cry. And she said, I see rate the opening ceremony. And of course, in fact, already that TV knows who the one new opportunity to Grand Arabia. More Facebook no fly and I posting and let them know. Oh, we are near my honor, which we say, Morocco for near a Chelsea World Cup in Jauma. Who met me a hosty, ye Portugal for Spain, crowd free, or meet me at Jaye. Morocco. Serious. When you rate my na doing man for 2 months.
Ghana force a branch and Godson Ayakofi latest as a 10 out of 10. Afe Kawazi as a 9.9 out of 10. Tata Prosper as a 9%. Afe Alphabet Degenera as a 9%. Broyer as a 8 out of 10. Mausa Afo Joseph as a 8.9 over 100. A branch Fort Adakwa as a 8%. Kwabena Kwaten as a 9%. Dako Eric 9. Real Cash as a 10 over 10. Afe Richard Kojo Aya Stanza Anasa Stanza as a 7 out of 10. Afe Abdul Kabiru Ishen as a 9.9 out of 10. And on the buy a branch and the Adena Kaku as a 6 out of 10. Karim Benzema as 8. Afe Sandra also say 0.01%. Wow, Sandy, sir. Afe bi na ohwe no ha. Enti rating we video no bi na video na reality. But we say Calvin Nyako answer say 9 out of 10. Asiedu Douglas as a 9 out of 10. A branch and friend Felix Bini as on the mom 100%. Samsung Anna Yadesa Tradahini Junior as a 9 out of 10. Merry Christmas to you, Capo. God bless you. And Gaga Destiny same 9 out of 10. And also Atimediaba Afe Danso Mante Emmanuel and so say 3.5 out of 10 with Stoneboy performance totally and answer totally atasa. I don't know Diaba Asari Kingsley me yefimo oh yes I know ko fast Diaba yefiu ya baby amo Asari Kingsley say 9.5 and on Diaba Felix and so say solid one. Afe ma say a branch and D and so the Charles Ray do and so at the Diaba Afe a branch and D and so the Pedro Madina Cruz was it 6 out of 10. Good morning Supremo and Fancy Di Maria and on us Diaba Bena Emmanuel aka Heaven's Gate my buy also 7 out of 10 as usual. So no the OTA my buy Nana and Apostle Kwame Isaac said 9 over 10 and on us at Mediaba Anaba Cabre also say 7 out of 10 and on Diaba Daniel Abeku and so at the Nadia and so at Banana Casti and so say 9.5 out of 10 and on Diaba.
Okay, well, I enter Facebook stream now say where Benji in fence say we are 6 out of 10 and what demo womo and no what they about say greetings to Okumkom MC Atumangwa be just out and no they about where marketplaces cruise was a 10 and what they about peace man I forgot so was a 9.5 no day greetings to Destiny ano no ave abakwajo ene diesel as a 10 over 10 ana kwajo message ni Jerry Osu as a 10 out of 10 ana Jerry and so a day amen ano pay Jerry message ni way from pon akwa Steven say a 9 out of 10 ano no so call ano dem aba chance or damage 9% ano dem awomo see do Frederick say good morning 10 out of 10 they should give the World Cup to them. Yes, and no a message or the Abarico Poku 10 over 10 and demo Rikus and ye Rikus J Fashion Institute for original for region go so okay Eric J Fashion okay Eric J say one idea I encha go so na fa afumem court in tua so nyina encha wona no pay when so a year for JC was 10 ana ode Emma womo ana Zuzu Blankson as 8 over 10 and one also a day money Zuzu messenger what them about way Bohema Felicity was 10 out of 10 and what them womo Frederick Danso as 1000% and one also Nadima womo Sylvester do above was 10 out of 10 and one also them messages no doors to keep your messages coming you will redeem a day amount now for ya call ya bra Penny Andrews at 10 and one also Nadeba and Anu Penese nyezi kra dwenchano edoso bia wode ono so ewo ye kan say question of the day so ye de eba ene anopenti ano asiamo stone boy so abaso ye kan Nigeria
the big nation
Davido asamane e bo stone boy and so abaso we one round send the opportunity in Infantino and so Asia na enye easy crunch obie ni trim or training ship
trim kopa
nice pa
we say Ghana qualified there but
or the
Ghana flag na call
let's see high
the big nation
and you know how for stage in the higher as a born Nigeria for near bonkophobia so as ye dey
any count
so ye dey come because banning so nyuma yenso ye nim pa and bibi na ja Ghana music na say nka Africa the SNK music ba any day
bim so ya there
of course na me kan yemo na ba so ya there
na weekend so SM and so ya there papa weekend na busy weekend for him.
Sasata on also performing
University of Ghana Legon and son was say call asim for su as I go perform it so and also so
Sakaso
on the Sakas was that's just na Sakwa yourself as Sakas it's a rapper
also because Coco could smoke the area we say on tadi Kofi Kenata Kofi concert no no so jina se jenche no no so concert no nkan Moses Sao
onko for the Sakas
Moses Sao
on the Sajal rapper
yes, Stone Boy ni on Infantino na fi the FA president you racket no mu yimfoni wo no
Big Nation
yes now bim free the United Showbiz na obaso no say na shoe ni na usa yellow we na ade chain na no fly bim so why ade pa what Ghana nim why are there when Saturday mzemu ni sakode num de mo na Ghana music no mu push am yadamase pa
yadamase bimra bi
ye ni nya ya kezi get you fa cash
unya ye ne pebi
easy thank you starting getting na nke yesu yetimi bedu wa bia ye tie for gezi
the guy when that you cover
oh ye che you course no man you come say I see a baby to a chain and Sani Akunti. I am bet to a course in the Edika 16 or Sinti. I would see him and I will pay a BW2 BB0 1C 23 16 O's.
Yes.
The was your BW2 BB0 55 C2 12 O's. The was your 11 BW2 BB0 2568 and also 11 O's and at the twice you do 10 BW2 BB0 3288 and also 10 O's the onsem and no nana ya dia usie o monetize show no dia usie mame and chow nano paper also rated 10/10 ceremony nano she young kwam on emre mrena susi call na ye foreign no bro we dey bro na dey se kakra bia we dey bia bro na dey yes until we dey bro na sports we start here
man no say but
me uncle you go ra
Angwa juma no you Yame wohoda Se uji didia Obeya juma Esenchre no you Yame wohoda Se uji didia Obeya juma Ye bompaye Shamachi Shra Yehuwa Ilahenu Yehuwa Ekat We ahata et Yehuwa Elohika bika Luvika, Uvika Naveshika, Uvika Miyodika, Tode Yasak. In English, in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Shalom, Capo. Capo chairman. I feel chairman. Yes. Got time tabo kukasamu. Some messages and ben no biase. Hey, oh chairman, ya dear pass. Say what me assemble. I just quite be coming home. Hene papa me.
1.3 and I feel Wontumi TV sports show no and ya deba Wontumi sports buffet nano pay ya de latest no bank to be channel so at the Amazon streaming no ay live on Facebook and ya Wontumi TV live and I feel wo digital and it's like no so TV no so and ya streaming live on YouTube ya ho and ya Juma day and some nano pay don some no at the ever ya start our Supremo Africa na ya start ya tournament and AFCON no start our Morocco said ya na ye open ceremony and run and yasemetwa Stone Boy nom and afi Davido and Montana womu and some Tumani come and Morocco team no womu epo game omani Comoros and epo ni na and run and yasemetwa cry ye be projected the goes ni be at the amana Comoros for no womu tina wa Morocco epo mo come you know and we branch Ibrahim Diaz and a branch Ayub Al-Kalbi woman about 2 goals no afi Emma team friend say ne Morocco at the Atlas Lions Senra Nanya Sametwani Padoma Nra womu eba and 60,000 over and womu and some eba and a stadium womu etme eba monitor game and don some no and so at the Banenra ticket base 8,000 and womu Senra and on some echo ways we kwan womu expect say and 68,000 and womu eba group amano some eba monitor game no na tie see ye ticket them a bit a day on say omo some black market we about the tournament omo to ticket to the day thank omo beton later at the man for a man to me and ton amo man to me and remu amacha say best 8,000 tickets no and they always in general near expect best and 68,000 e money you know you 60,000 and over omo and some remu ayaka utobi na one to me and ton ayaka and no I dear for my security near and some tight abra ticket and some no our Morocco and Montesford on some no at the Ebana Goa and Ra a branch any friend said ne and a Calbi a boy and Omoches go away so Biame say go I fetches I go away and be a benya go of the tournament massa a bicycle cake and only Antano Bakumianua one on some image image protection and a Sarakadema video and ye said go no and some lessy question only and so you page upon 18 apozo masonatna and some makasa go na fair pa ayatem I want some table away a player at Morocco I want know your friend Ayub Al-Kalbi ni go no and yet I want some atema nano play away in Jumate so delight us ring no atem lebo no and a ball first goal atem Emma and the Morocco tournament and air course na players womu asha first goal awo and the AFCON I bomb from 2000 and some leba say a ball pinning game not player be asha first goal no Mark Vivian Foy kind of Cameroon 2000 one and the ball first goal our tournament no more and after George upon we 2002 one on some ball first goal to Liberia one and some let's say and after 2004 Yenya branches Said El Chaziri I want and some left Tunisia one a ball first goal our 2005 corner and we across to 2006 2006 yansom narese middle our free Egypt on the ball first goal no our tournament no my don some no at the back in 2018 so our Ghana ye host no a baby jet Asamoah Gyan at the ball first goal tournament and on some pass for Ghana 2010 okay Flavio our Angola one on the ball first goal our 2010 AFCON and on some PMO na Abranche Javier and the Balboa one and some Equatorial Guinea 2012 no abanya no and some ball and the first goal ya don some by Manuel Ajman Bedu and the Chasa Jingo and the Bato and some Jumani awayate awon some ni no at about 2013 ayate latest no at the Banasa Ajman Bedu 2013 no one say first goal and some no more ya the Eba Emiliano Nzue Equatorial Guinea and on 2015 and also as a first goal Pierrick Amaric Franzwe Obama Young 2017 Gabon one on as a first goal 2019 and a branch of Fanisa Trezeguet a ball first goal and some Latema Egypt I don't some no at about 2021 no Gustavo Sangari one on Burkina Faso player one on a ball first goal 2021 AFCON and of course 23 no a second for fun Ivory Coast no and a ball first goal our tournament in one half Unya PM said 2025 and some said you don't some by Brahim Diaz no and so Isaiah I want some no at the our tournament and on some course and you doing something no at the airbank wemo players yeah but omudi our tournament I course no one more first go Brahim Diaz Morocco and I know I to go di kankra our tournament in my I want some no at the no and America I caps no more ya kwako players for my to atnedi kind no ya dem I want some at the Morocco woman national team no maso jao wouldn't say yes say Morocco team no Womu are unbeaten in the last 34 home matches woman swap any official home games womu abano 30 wins and womanya and woma draw for the last time Morocco abo bo fi elusu ye 2009 and against Cameroon na World Cup qualifiers massa Morocco for no womu fi their fortress pass and ubetimi akọ winning game fi no and some womulusu game of fi no 2009 and no 14th of November against Cameroon and womo and some lusu do one womo intimate lusu and referee we did game from DR Congo for referee to so Jean Jacques and Dala and na enra womo the light no laser light you womo trobi at the tonani and some group so na only enra na the performance say because enra womo see was see Comoros for me call enra penalties me adu bi o wa na komo jini sen ko jim ama Cameroon and asa Comoros komo ko womo nimpa Emmanuel ya kama nenra wo moto lighty and some to nani our group amano zo ya dem the salute asiri nyina no at Ebana Fever president ya friend Jenny Fantino enra one false launcher wo mu enso the award ekoma branch ya friend Ashraf Hakimi no a FIFA best starting 11 trophy no womu presente at the Emma branch ya friend Ashraf Hakimi and ya don some no and some atema nano pay away tuma de so and ya some to Ashraf Hakimi no one also presente and the CAF Men's Player of the Year award no and so at the Epa group amano brand womu came no and some koso yamfa no and to Ashraf Hakimi ye or presente CAF Men's Player of the Year award at the Cameroon and as the way of Morocco monfanche womu eso bot tasrum our group amano so ya de Salute asiri no atem na Morocco manager I friend is Walid Wagragu masa koda papa we and some enim adwuma pa wono ana o adwuma asese Morocco foi eba Walid Wagragu no na wase enra adebako na omolake movement our box room and adebako nan kan players no deliver our box room ye pa nya movement ni ya emia nan ka go so no more and some woman to Kenya no and some man say Nazam Masroy player back or ball and the Mazuru so abaso e won matem a wono e boy was here Ashraf Hakimi tantam so was team bia ni wa and a football mu na o player be to Ashraf Hakimi na say prayer wani say wono and some lebetime tituma de kama at amanto boy no and so bet me up and after wabeboa and then the team no na fe no ma ye kama and no Walid Wagraku reporter a free na so ya dey be don some no and so matema na nyame aduma and then matches never ba so Mali one ever ball in Zambia and we game ba so 3 p.m. and sa game no our start Mohammed the 5th our Casablanca and one and sa game ba so ye benya South Africa omni Angola one game near 6 p.m. sa game no and so our start Marrakesh and a match ba so Egypt and Zimbabwe and so match no one ball our Agade I want sa game no and some never to me about Stradon no at them Emma and that way in Juma so now who got Bruce a manager at them Emma and the South Africa now or taking the 50th game at the Omega Finish South Africa now who got Bruce and ye who go at the Atudas against Angola no and said and the game get to Accra we bomb 49 games we win 24 we draw 19 and we lose Esia and team we said and we Mexico we so bet me to us na what did it do they were caught 12 games why unbeaten and 3 matches the last 3 games our boss just said on so we near what did the room our the AFCON I don't some no at them way I in the third AFCON what to all call as a manager and you beside experience at the say because the can woman African Tarina who got Bruce 190 a bibrem and my bibrem born a pa now saying and I will see who the third tournament was so experience at the say level a question also is AFCON there a nimo said the near nim no terminal. They say AFCON improvement in Obana Emma who go Bruce and the Atuda say AFCON one also by any third AFCON now and so I trust experience also and the man no as a manager no one also a tournament tonight at Destiny and also I rise say AFCON anymore what them the same common you bet you the third AFCON all and the experience when you as a manager who go Bruce at the Kakra and so not to dry red Yabaka and the manager and Sama what the to dry 1 year Wakasa after the third time all Ramu and so our the AFCON experience and the same and the city coach who got Bruce Echemo Kakra Ademaye.
Very dangerous to put yourself as a favorite. I think this is something media has to be done by media or by supporters. The only thing I can say is that this AFCON will be tougher than the one in Ivory Coast. And you know why? Because I don't think that the big countries will make the same mistake like they did in Ivory Coast. As you remember, many big countries were not qualified or were soon out of the tournament. I think of Egypt, I think of Cameroon, I think of Ghana, Morocco, and so on. This will not happen now. I think they learned their lesson. It's always very dangerous to put yourself as a favorite. I think this is something media has to do.
Some manager the atuda Bruce no and a church my all countries so my qualify the way I feel yebusan so betimi ache AFCON no so ya no chance very and dangerous now what the one to asemu say wo betimi ache ye bebo awie no wan ya kofa asem bebre ajaba nemom no watepe Morocco say Morocco for no your favorite wo ball e fie o ankasa and the hosti wo fans e be support wo ntia no e Morocco e favorite we I some of them to da one ne be adwen and as when you go through some so any adjuna you don't some ateba Mohamed Salah nyame adoma wo mu kebe so na Egypt manager I friend say Hossam and Hossam and I take a credit to the Salah no on say enema e koso na on the club side no or issue with the manager I friend say and a slot ama ultimu nsambia and o koso before so near AFCON no one manager we can we come do be ball me found more bet na bench me do baby Salah ko granting interview e kra say born the last game metia bright in area and then he said the team no kra no obebo biem and ya the san 7 nyina no was say dia Salah eba in the national team camp woman Salah din komo ma strike no ama Salah okay ahead of the game woman ansom obebo and no the manager Hossam Hassan to the Salah tasiri nyina no ansom atema na no pe we jumadi so yento aso e Nigeria woman Tanzania nyame adoma and no baso Tuesday referee I friend said Dahani Baida of Mauritania one and one day in the side game no and some mama say on handle na fe or say nyama and some no be Mami Nigeria kotana your friend say ne Ebenezer Akinsamiro 1 year na Ebenezer Akudawe from Barbering Shop we train kakran nyamia boano amana berem our Super Green Eagles womu and some na campa when the first call up for Nigeria womu major tournament AFCON no wono and some na call up for Rema or send nyama ebetimi akoy Ebenezer Akodai na expectation nyama expect say in the obetimi ensaka our Nigeria womu camp the Nigeria for expect and fin woni na no branch no Ebenezer area to the Super Green Eagles womu camp Akodawe target in the mental our team no I want kakra what they atuda.
How you doing, Akin?
Fine, sir.
So, quick one. This is your first major call-up, and you are going straight to your major tournament of AFCON. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel so excited about it. I feel so good. I feel really good about it.
Is there any pressure? You are going to a place where Nigerians have actually asked for. You are looking for a creative box. You are looking for a box-to-box midfielder, and now you are coming to that middle. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel good, as I said earlier. And me being part of the team, yeah, I'm grateful about it. And like we have a lot of midfielders, like experienced players, So, but if I had my own chance, yeah, I will put everything possible.
As a young boy in camp, who are the leaders you are looking up to in camp?
A lot in the day. Osime, I have like Chukwueze. Big players, because we have a lot of experienced big players, so that you can look up to from the number one to the last. Everybody's like experienced. You can learn from them, so I look up to everybody there.
Talking about the Super Eagles,
Nigeria ni akoda no de ene kakra to that from Nigeria campaign some play dem anyame adoma ye benya Senegal ne Botswana china match ne baso experience referee from South Africa and omo de game na mana bonjo Tom wono one of the experienced referee Tom no wono na ebe handle the some match ne and some be of the Bamianko top 5 leagues no na ye ni nkoma matches are anti goalless draw I was the top 5 leagues so far enye o Premier League, Talent Serie A, La Liga, French Liga, and after Bundesliga, top 5 leagues now. Matches and goalless dropper. Italian Serie A 18 times, and no more La Liga fixtures no, and some goalless draw, and Premier League no, 9 times and a goalless draw, and some Uko and La Liga. 8 times and for do French Liga, 8 times Bundesliga, 7 times and I know and some matches are goalless draw and some say talent and it has and no some say about goals be and 10 PS no and dear friend my top 5 leagues you could break and time not break and some time now always said the leagues and some break La Liga no always said the University Barcelona and that's no Premier League Arsenal Bayern Munich and Bundesliga Italian Serie A Inter Milan and afe udu and the French Liga Lens womu and afe womu edika Barcelona and they could have the most points 46 points and womu and some delay dia yet and some play there no and some no mami Hurricane near ni come say Hurricane about 2 Iron Robin ni nyina some players na omu the fastest player wa reach 100 goal contribution of Bayern Munich na Iron Robin and a good record no Iron Robin 100 goal contribution no 119 matches and Iron Robin and some now also a branch Hurricane 100 goal contributions at the Bayern Munich no only 78 games I don't know and some I want some no at the Vanessa Hurricane say and we am at Danakwam Okoso boy Jumane Kama of Bayern Munich don't some no at the Banama Medakeka and the Kuakrata I was and Germany woman almost sports personality of the year woman day Hurricane ball and about some last year Alonso and the winning sports personality of the year now listener and that's on the last year and Alonso okay do the Bayern Munich and Bayern Munich Bayern fall Kimson and what Jamaica may say Hurricane and some no our the kicker and some sports personality of the year award and no Aquasate and some them Bayern far complete unbeaten also calendar and was na Bayern Munich team no Juma and Imagine I know I say Vasan Company and in the team na record at down 1986. Ninanum and after 2013 wa continue one also airport juma unbeaten no calendar year or SN Yamaso Baya Kamaho way away from home and no a games wapa on some Lusu and yet on some no and so at Michael Olisi and a man of the match and Rakemono and some Nako at the man and Trasofi Kama and so a pitch so I didn't some Pino at the Labana Dimension Madrid and Michael Olisa Omo per report no Egusom Nakoso Ayasamadrid for no Omo and an entourage wedding Komanafe Namia Toma January transfer window and no Enchem Yapian Abranche and so Babesina Kante Amari Madrida Yate and 70 plate bana buying for no and Rabranche Fenese Cassiano Kiala Akodawe Enyani Delbi Ate Amatima Yafano Bayamunchine say Ore Vasan Company or Bo Ajumo Den Krano Remu and Chenwo no de Weaba cannot lana no dina be rem na odi we abana abranche fani se Cassiano Kiala enye akodawe ball pa na unim sem na share reporter me say kan so ma agree new contract ne akodai o meto aso na afi wa bona juma ati amati me fani ba munchina ya don sem de ba Cassiano Kiala 16 years 344 days and akodawe and some letima di why buying for no one second ever player na youngest player awanom making appearance at amati me friend say by amunchina ya don some ngadeba first player and also our making appearance no near friend Paul Warner no this 16 years 15 days no my branch away and some the second youngest ya I want somebody pay them now na enra o making kodam yenu debut na omo munya omo debut tanchanra abanche David Santos manager no ebon enra and bo branch friend say Cassiano Kiala womienu no womu ensom na bo enra no Vasan Company and ya didn't some to do say week we no na I say a COVID week at the maba munchin team no on say or den kwan be remu ba say obehu ya say player we ya de we say me fear as me won fame we be ba say coach I say me won say malaria bi ensom na hamia eno na aka obi man kodai and so o infuse wo mu do mu ra games won so on weekend here no I am some manager I am fan of Vasan Company and ya to 20 week we no na shada good week at the man boys ni na no e pra na wo mu e pra na afem koma wo di na twem na ya dia no and some ba wo mu side na wo don some no and the boss title race ni de nyame aduma match and after April mu ho and a title decider and some ba enti ye say de Wontumi kasem ya e buying for Arch League na we nemom no ye book off na na be say off ye book f no and some remu we ho and ye be hu say emia title no be kwa dia ma ba amunchin and I said title no entimi confirm wo mu a ye de ewonsam pi atem ma na obema me branch Alexander Isaac e pro no say reporter mensam and so e kan say o hwe e pro na anu ase pa I say boy no and some na be ko MRI na ye scan no and e be the extent of the boy no emra toto no so e be dia ommo emfa emma Liverpool e boboko no eno ya rawosam ye pa e ewonsam ni nyina no and so adema na no pay away entuma dey so eno aya branch Alexander Isaac to bompire we Liverpool ni anafe waka unia me was unia kra ba na mu enso emfa ni ade a ana pra enso ba don sam no ade ema na mam Aston Villa wo mu boboko no Unai Emery ni 10 games and we ni manager masa obo aduma pa 10 games in a row and an insaka we almost say recorder when for the first time in 100 years and as our record we and so pompe na Ashley Young why aduma and Unai Emery da na Ashley Young say coach na mu ni sana masa woni maduma papa asembia mu and direct Unai Emery pa yo ya bobo managers bia wo mu and so no dey am ba ka o Jose Mourinho ya there o be Bob Pep Guardiola o mbaba Arsene Wenger mu betimi aboa kwa kire abobo na mo Unai Emery dey awon tantini din na Ashley Young akasa afa Unai Emery wo ze masa we top manager na fa aduma wono so bo e wo team friend se Villa no wo dey na anso matuma tin komo ye beti Ashley Young on kakra wono ejiri se Unai Emery enso mbetima ye ate amateam friend se Aston Villa ayate ensem ne pede ba latest no and I no pedi nyina nso ngwa ya de ema o ye show no so ready be ti Ashley Young na fe ya to aso na fe nuama nso ngwa ya kama yenrem e wo Manchester United na ya monko Manchester boboko no say Manju enuama ya de mami Ugarte ne enu komo fane to so mami Manuel Ugarte na Ugarte say reporter man say 7 games our start adama Manu ni nyina start here Manu elusu anom ayo Ugarte ono so the hard laka wadem ama Morim and Manchester United and yadem ngaba 7 games wono so ngabo as a start or start here Manju and some elusu 7 matches our starting 7 games in Manchester United and some emini ano ayo de for de barin 7 pino and some de banchi way ayo bench friend Manuel Ugarte and yadem some p de bench Ugarte no then ko bibia fine here anom later say through de barin some no and some de man na ayo juma de so yam fall later so amawa na my team no nim say injury situation and a promanju because also almost starting 11 on the boys here womu epra na se ebi musu suspended na se Amorim no edu ba bia obon se bi Amorim so case kakra because Casemiro ay suspended ne Bruno Fernandes ay injured Harry and some nepra Matthias Delete pra a branch here a friend said Nazar Mazaru and so Echo AFCON Amat and so Echo AFCON Brandon Bemu Echo AFCON and to all listening say out to say Manju I'm say Amorim I'm say Nyama bad I'm say a player so mu AFCON player so mu pray there about him on Bruno Fernandes was see obelusu some games and yebusano and what on there a possibility say obe miss some games you know and some DSMB I was now yebetie manager I finished Ruben Amorim on Saturday Nyama and some city artists or church mu a wey Bruno Diano and what to does obetime lose some games bi ni ade na ojiri se boy no and some amodemo abua Manju amanu kona nimpa na o se enwa game na mo hwe no na obia nim se Man U team no na omo ye better na adeba ko a amwa Manchester United and it's a Manju and so anya lucky e wo game num anafe Bruno and so from film no Man U pa Ruben Amorim ekasai.
No, I think he's a soft issue. I think he's going to lose some games. I don't know for sure, so let's see.
I've seen you say on TV it could be a while. Just what's that look like?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about Mata, and then you never control these things, so we'll see. It's a guy that is always fit, so he can recover quite well, but I don't know. I think he's in.
And you know some no bana Obama me Matthias Cunha and no mammy chance no say no I'm say Gary Neville at Trenadre and no chances in a dorsal Matthias Cunha power pa na wabobo ya say no na was my goodness was a power pa there Wontumi send some and so many no a chance na nra which means I said nyama and some city hadwe pa na Gary Neville e dia to was nra Manchester performance na there enra na Man U better kakra na o say Manchester na jaize no na Man U lose the number 1 born here yentie Gary Neville on Manchester performance enra
on the pitch and someone very special obviously on the bench, and that is the biggest threat to Arsenal, other than them getting injuries to say Declan Rice or a couple of other players. But Arsenal, I think, I wouldn't be too worried about the fact that they've scraped through these last couple of games. I think that happens. They weren't great at Everton last night, but were they ever going to be amazing there? I mean, I thought they could have gone 2-0 up as well and made it a lot more comfortable for themselves. I think Arsenal are in a good position. What's going to be really interesting is how they handle it once they get to March, April, May. That's when it's going to be really interesting. But I think coming out of the new year, I feel like going into February, March, Arsenal will extend their lead, is my honest view. I think they'll get to 5-6 points again. I feel it's their year. I feel that they were always going to get maybe closed down a little bit by out of 6 in 2 games. But I'm actually quite energised by what I've seen. Yeah, Manchester United have just picked up 1 point in out of 6 in 2 games, but I'm actually quite energised by what I've seen, and I think that goes to show I do feel performance really matters in football, and I think the way in which you play really matters. And I said I could come off that game against Bournemouth on Monday where there was some really bad goals conceded, but I can live with watching that all day long, where there's a real sort of purpose going forward and there's a real threat and there's a real sort of, if you like, entertainment and style to the game. Similarly here today, I thought they were very good, Manchester United. I thought it was a really good performance, but the details of the 2 goals have cost them. Now that's going to continue to happen whilst they don't have the likes of Maguire and De Ligt, and they don't have players, to be fair, that would make them a lot stronger. No, I don't think they're anywhere near good enough to get into that top 3, but what I have seen in these last 2 games are a couple of things. One, the manager has changed. Quite obviously, the system that he said he would never change, the 5 or the 3, the 2 in midfield, the 2 wing backs and the 3 up front, the 1 up top and then the 2 narrow forwards, that has been thrown out of the window in the last 2 matches. We've seen that change. That's a good thing. He's still playing principally with some of the same sort of what would be patterns that Manchester United have played with under him, but very differently today. He had Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount.
Also about Christmas break was a week off idea about or Spain and what in a Barcelona now coach I say over recommend jam will be out the navel for Bia or Tibia as a Omadrian top about the Barcelona Chroma Muniano and Wafi Public Team Rebetry Archers or Cornell near Busney and some Macon Wafi if you're Diania or Tressa one of the Niama Wafipa a top food and some I was Spain one and was a Merry Christmas and Como Bia and no a Pep Guardiola messenger one and some at the Aberdeen some no as the Gary Neville was the Arsenal team no a feed as a day Sarah and some a day a few OGD I was Arsenal team no say as Arsenal baby Omana League no as Mufa into Gary Neville.
Got Haaland and they've got Pep Guardiola, who are someone very special on the pitch and someone very special obviously on the bench, and that is the biggest threat to Arsenal, other than them getting injuries to say Declan Rice or a couple of other players. But Arsenal, I think, I wouldn't be too worried about the fact that they've scraped through these last couple of games. I think that happens. They weren't great at Everton last night, but were they ever going to be amazing there? I mean, I thought they could have gone 2-0 up as well and made it a lot more comfortable for themselves. I think Arsenal are in a good position. What's going to be really interesting is how they handle it once they get to March, April, May. That's when it's going to be really interesting. But I think coming out of the new year, I feel like going into February, March, Arsenal will extend their lead, is my honest view. I think they'll get to 5-6 points again. I feel it's their year. I feel that they were always going to get maybe closed down a little bit by City. And I might be completely and utterly embarrassed by the fact that Pep Guardiola and Haaland and Co could go and win the league again, because I know City fans are getting quite confident. I speak to a few.
This year on Beboto League, you know, and we Arsenal and somebody are to Dami Kalobi and some upon command. I bet in command on on Arsenal now Obi minim dia teta. I know Mr. Wakabi and some other Chamikala teta. I say one also only excuse Zafi way on the league because Arsenal my ben league no one bench and Arsenal beje watching Arsenal beje Mikalobi set time no and some asoma Mikala teta 1 year munya kwan and some amanu ko jidi said team no BBB Arsenal will be Aka league title.
I think he's been at the club now for what, 6 years, around about that, and I think Mikel Arteta, he's done, I think, what he could do in terms of building this squad and building this team to be a very competitive team. I think if you look at the squad that they have, I don't think there's any better in world football today. You know, in Europe, I think in terms of squad, in terms of depth, what they have on the bench, players that come from the bench to win them games. He has it. He's built a perfect squad, but is he the manager to take them to the next level in terms of winning the Premier League?
They are improving though,
They are improving though, surely, but I mean, how long are you going to keep him on there? Because he keeps finishing second. They keep coming second. You've just said it there. 3 times or 4 times in the past, they've been top, you know, going towards the festive period, and they end up losing the title. At some point, you're going to have to make a decision. Is he the man to take them to the next level in terms of winning the Premier League and the Champions League? I don't think he should be judged in terms of winning the FA Cup or the League Cup, because I don't think that's where Arsenal belong. They haven't won the Premier League in the past, 23 years. So he has to think about winning the Premier League. And I believe if he doesn't win it this season...
For Mikel B and I feel what in some of our same or no, I say, what this second, one was a new timer, as Arsenal penny for no coach, or bet me do a Magic League title over 20 years in here, as Arsenal, a permanent, bet me, Aya Jumano say, a titan to me, as Omujano Quine, and somebody about Gerard and some in Summerbury, and the to John Liverpool issue, no, Steven Gerrard, and some Nakasa, what you to Janino, as a opera best for team, I have friends at Liverpool, now Liverpool Wobokono, was a obet me, I come as a any movement, Bia Womo, and some Yano as a Ombetituma, and my team, obet me, Abanafe, Wababetituma, Bien Martin in Tabemu, and some Nadia, Tuano Musans as a permanent slot near Jumanemawa, Obet Bayana, and was say, or no, on Pesa and a slot, no, Ebe Lucy, the job, not to a Pesa manager, no, and it's unfixed problem, I Liverpool for no. A woman I know and topmost priority as them as a legend at the club no name say yam pam will be now on Megia Jumania and Yanu Adebakua one on some night anyone no ayane Jalampard Kakro no some Nadia Tuja yet I want some no as the ever Frank James Lampard no now Mami Juice Kunde reporter at Barcelona a player no and Ramame from Mix Zone Hall and so Eba na Unia and some Nemua Oba now to me say what's the problem piano say okay only Kunde no Akatama Zamaza, oh, whoa, where the bag no, and they said, yeah, was he a lazy meal massa? On what's the problem? Piano, Previano, and no, and no mix on Anna Juice Kunde, and some confirming no injury. I know I get from my next Barcelona, and some like Behuno, Natural Martin, play at the Barca, and some money so was say or come will be at so my improve our performance in the beginning of the season. I heard Barcelona, and some boy recently, or has a Barca team no or born a party, which means improvement, and some abba. I know I did for them, but was it Barcelona and Chelsea? A game now, Mulusu to Chelsea and how more was a poison up to the whole Chelsea, I say, almost says some second to a boy about 3, and don't play Gerard Martin, and some 92 and 70 Pino, and there was a London game, no, and some had 2 and 70 played him out. Now, with him saying, was any ambition 2026, and he say, one more and so bet me, we need the Champions League and the competition via Barcelona, competing. I know Gerard Martin, and some of the 2 and 70 Pino, and Debama Frankie Dion, near Ninkom, the same Barca team, they say, they are in good shape. Almost a funny as I never compare. I know more air training. Some enough. I really titles. Barca, I was the right track. Here, Frankie Dion.
Yeah, no, very happy with the win. In a difficult against a difficult opponent, especially away. But I think we deserved the win. I don't think we struggled that much, actually, to be honest. But of course, it's always difficult. But I don't think we struggled. I think we should have done it a lot better with 11 against 10. That's true. But I don't think we struggled a lot. Yeah, no.
Well, Eddie and Sama Frankie Dion, Eddie to the manager, no Hanso Flick, Akasam, or say game the day. BBI come out. What you to that's the most important thing. Our game more. 3 points. We now points away. We name you. Points now. Anomupe Barcelona manager. Yinti kakra odi tuja one Garcia keep clean sheet game no say no ma kama.
Of course I'm very happy about these 3 points and to end like this it's really crazy. It's really fantastic. So the team today, you can see that they are a little bit tired, but at the end the mentality, the attitude we had on the pitch is unbelievable. I'm very proud about this team. I think also the club, the fans can be proud about them. They give everything, and when you see our last line, the defense after the injury from Andreas Christensen yesterday, we had not so many options. But they're doing really great. They give everything, 90 minutes, and this is what I want to see. Of course, I'm very happy about these 3 points. And
manager Barcelona, and I was doing some at the Bamame Rafinha near Ninkomo. Now Rafinha no adding some to John Mukobusa and say Ballon d'Or is best levy. Now that's a player's left. Yeah, woman in body, but yes, I go now. Was him young come up say, oh no, I don't care. Was it doesn't interest me. It's 7 hours a month for or no, Jiris our best player. Mom her born now, Mundaji, Namon Kamasem, the weekend is the manager at 2B and some at my room. for na yɛde nsɛm no pete barafinya no wɔsɛm sa ballon d'or nsɛm no deɛ mfa no ho kora ana wɔde sa nsɛm no atu na yɛntie ɛne nsɛm bi ɛpagya na grara ne case no sɛ ɛsɛ Barcelona wɔn ne referee chief basafo ɛgye report wɔn tuatua sika ɛde ma the referees ɛne officer yi na ɔma ɛne report na ɔde mu sɛ deɛ nneɛma ɛkɔ ɛwɔ La Liga no na wɔn di match no ɛfɛm ɛma Barcelona na sana grara issue no Barcelona ne Madrid ɛkɔ paa na nkoda wɔ yɛ Juventus nkoda Juve wɔn yɛ Juve fɔn kran ketenkete a wɔn nso ɛbɔ na academy no nkran nie na nkra wɔ yi ana wɔn kɔ busa wɔn na grara nsɛm no muntie nkra ne wɔn ka brɔfo ntiwe deɛ Mohammed TV na ɛmsɛ out there going to for microphone no so wɔn yɛ sa interview no wɔ na sa interview we no ana Juve nkra no say na grara case no wɔn ne Barcelona case no oh Barca tuatua sika ma referees Barca wɔn atua ɛnukura Barca for wɔn tuatua sika ɛde ama referees nsɛm na nkɔfo kae ɛnukura sɛ Barcelona atua sika ma referees how can you say be I'm saying and crowd we pa de yentie bra
because Barca play the ref. Barca.
Lui la leggenda del Barcellona è l'arbitro. Perché gioca lui?
Negreira.
The legend.
You know Negreira.
This Arbi. Legend to Barcelona is refereeing.
Because Barca play the ref.
Barca.
Lui la leggenda del Barcellona è l'arbitro. Perché gioca lui?
Negreira.
The legend.
You know Negreira.
This Arbi.
Negreira. You know Negreira. Now Juve fan crowd when crowd I will show me Juve fan crowd over. Now mamu saw more Cassiopoli, madana wan ko Italy ho na mamuso mu Juve so de Juve ye yemre bia bani Juventus adena mza centroni no eza we bias mza obusan say ucha Italy so yete say Juve fon so ye bibi eza obusom nemo Negreira case and centroni no ekobuse say Barcelona for no mza modwa ni nyina so ye die for de ba ma me finish so junior ne ani komo Vini enso ne say Vini say de enuama ye kam ate Emmanuel Vini our rematch reporter ban say break na ye kono enso de be recharge for tensions ebeba from na fe wono so awese nuama ebe kama na fe World Cup aye kono prepare kama enso ngade akonte se o se nuama enso ku de ma Vini ayate enso de tema na wo show no so na ma me Real Madrid wo we Fabrica wo mu enso coach no ye friend Alvaro Lopez Real Madrid o academy coach na papa we so oya juma pala Fabrica na mo coach in 2025 record ekutano ewo Real Madrid wo mu ansom na ho na say 33 games our ball as a coach no we win 33 matches ni na enom aye juma dia coach your friend say in Alvaro Lopez ansom aye na say Madrid mu ya den mo betimi de naba say mo say Alonso ansom Mohammed ntimu ya den mo betimi ade Fabrica coach no ansom ade naba Alvaro Lopez one year 3 matches, 3 wins, and when you at the Real Madrid, you dem and somebody pay the Bamrano call 11 no, and some and your boy and fencing up from Ray. Now you met was why Wontumi 101.3, Wontumi TV, Wontumi Sports Buffet is airborne. Young sports buffet no dey abanana mokese look at their faces and krano nana eka woman sem no omu faces bi omu dey yes ade ne dey ano shipa Efa Richard Baruso enso ewo so enano pay Chris AJ still the best club in the world is Madrid, Hala Madrid, and also Diaba where Chris AJ messenger what they about no say the sports the best sports station in Ghana sports buffet Wontumi and no deni ono so atro de ame nanu pe in Facebook no so obetimi ase na afi waye na wa like na yekoyenim enanu pe enso yen dwumedi so edi ama ya tenase the latest ni na toaso edi ama na o shere nuama ABC akọ great presentation watching the show live inside afgo so great also a message ono so edi we na kwame wasti okay na kwame wasti message ni enso honti okay kidafo aba ye ba we rem na afi ato so ye be ne day na ye o shere nuama ABC akọ edi afa okay mati yeba say new ha sanso na miza ha na yemre miza abokọ de
yame adom Capo
good
enda obi bia say I think say na no me catch say me buy be kubrunya be dey I say me chia ko for dom say
and the multi
and I think for Tech Hospital, let me commend them.
Okay Tech on
they've been marvelous. Tech Hospital Momone Kobe Jones Pharmacy body. Wow. They've been really marvelous. Security no Tony Administrator Zuba I think Dr. Jemfi. Okay. How Masumi move in the last few ambulance man no I'm not naming na moyo mu akra. Okay. Ambulance man no. Osaso ye assemblyman wo awoma so bebre. Okay. Onabo iti mensa. Onen na guy ba for na nam ajenim. Okay. I think they've been super brilliant. Honorable Manisha Pa oni ajenim is marvelous. Nizuba munina obibia. I think I've really loved the company. Okay. Now, Monkoso anya Jumapa. You see, there's one thing I've always said, when it comes to human life, how Odibidru baby be reacting and it to be a broad draining tears. But I think these people they've been really massive. Okay. They've been really massive and
for doing a great job for that because
for massive for the Supremo.
So I idea. Nice.
Simone guys in
why idea Simon Yamoma Basso. Yes, of course we've done well.
Madam for Philip Acha because when the situation happened he was right there. And Acha war private hospital war appear do side of Graceland specialist hospital.
Okay.
And Acha was the first person I'm afraid. Wow. The friend Acha said no, my guy.
Oh, nice. My idea,
last year I was in it.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. Sure, of course. Yeah.
But let me appreciate every single one of them. Yeah. So, let's keep on doing them way.
Of course.
We did for you.
Sabe Pepe. Mizaya no. Na killer I was
man shaving come on. Mama shaving come on.
Oh, interested. Of course. Oh yeah, Odu baby na say baby na ultimate course how. This a baby he said okay. Go out to me resist it.
This morning who me ala knew say me who high.
I say myself will be. What we be go
because when you baby am dia
yeah.
Oh,
nice.
Then you baby
oh yeah, for sure.
Honorable near Jenim Charlie. These guys, they more pie. Be very fine.
Mati, be very fine. New. Also here.
Come on, so Chevy come.
Also here. Okay. No.
We also got chair kakraka.
Oh, there is someone actually over there. Some say the hospital is.
Of course, yeah.
This is my first time actually. I'm a day ubi ashed
alcohol. Yeah.
Old boy, you be.
Yeah.
It's a marvelous place.
Yeah.
Omo nipa come up.
Yeah, mama baso. They've been good.
Hospital top notch. Absolutely brilliant.
Yes, it was actually you.
Oh, I am quiet. There is no baby. Now, new. Oh, yeah, be
Capo.
I'm sure Nana me who near the auntie. When you're the I am some way.
No, what about time, the catcher, so been covered.
New.
Couple. I'm watching the breaky.
I don't watch as I encourage it here for tonight. You reach now, panel.
Say, watching the breaky.
You really, I know my way, copy say. You will see a from tea. He's a very special announcement.
Okay. Now, the request I come cry.
But what you want to tea?
No much a mono.
New, we now the old.
Okay. When you share endurance,
no, Jody.
No, who there could be? What's the we are not good training?
What you? Yeah, punching on entry.
So when you say on Pentocadia.
New.
So
you're over Africa now. Okay.
We are flash it. Games. In Amri, I drew away beer and you drop men or we near. I made a part. I mean, to be also over him. So because I own okay. But the end football come on, and then stay true to football. I drew away the MFA. Now, Odi can start to Sevilla. Sevilla now I bought Europa League successively. And now so in the second tier of European competitions, I will be able to say, oh, Eba, oh, we trade back community and Unai Emery and Sevilla. In fact. So we are let's come out of the scene chair. But make us someone a man Europa League no ho ya konopa Sevilla and Unai Emery. Amama o kon do say obaka ko boy Europa League because every time na homo that job na chino. Amam for expected so be hu Unai Emery e wo esoro. Said the adwuma bia no etie. And also to move you know the bar Arsenal, the coffee PhD, kra. Do you mean na pressure of different definitions? PhD fund this kind of they don't have standard yet. Go to near Teta Modi and the but the modern day height of PhD, you know, they wanted a coach about best teacher that height in the moment. It wasn't Unai Emery. Pay the quality, the superstars that are holding in our no. Then at Arsenal. At Arsenal, no man for Junior must say, a so can't bridge in the sea, baby. As a Wenger could boo you know, it was never meant to be. But Okasa for the dia. Jumping from Sevilla, PSG, Arsenal levels, so no one say a couple. At every big level, there's always a different level of demands. But Kao can credit actually on the Aston Villa only do what the Champions League pay on. It's a two. I'm gonna buy in a couple final. I'm just buying some Arsenal Champions League in vida. And you can have a pressure. And no my case football is always a rare sense. The always a see, you know. Yeah. Where Unyuma who free backup or free in a buy no ball. I had him free by Unyuma. Yakupo, you are doing could do super sport who free him if you want to never. Recently, what have you done? What have you achieved? It is all checky at the other panel. Now I had done so many the confidence for Unai Emery so but me and that patience no Emery and almost Akeno. But to see I make a such you know. He's built a very, very formidable side in Aston Villa. To play against them no is very difficult.
So more you power.
Now what shall no ni players then the first class bracket of footballers.
Yeah.
We need the exceptional players on the squad no. Because exceptionality a couple. So no unya do draw na bi o baby.
Yeah.
Leader of the attack no Oli Watkins.
Yeah.
The weight in terms of number 9 our game no when say John McGinn, Morgan Rogers, Jory Tielemans.
Yeah.
In a 4-2-3-1 Boubacar Kamara and Amadou Onana and a ball as pivot 1 and 2. No my supporter Freno. Na Freno about the original Oli Watkins echi. In that 4-2-3-1 system, no, or convert a crabby into 4-3-3 with the movement of Jory Tielemans or switch back in Fifi, no Janchen or the Mama Tikash as a right backer. Yeah. This formation or the hammer for her. So me and I give a corner me dream upon say coming up against Manchester United no. Capo. What's your chance? Oh, chance na Kunya say no. Shesko studio no here. 1-on-1 na keep an abortion na say. And a Kunya the end no mu crab be.
Yeah, some.
Oh, said Torres a chance be Torres.
Yeah.
Or dream say about to marry Torres or call Chelsea no.
Yeah, Fernando Torres.
There will be any some such chance no. Okay, say Darwin Nunez just say chance be for Liverpool no so no more be.
Yeah.
The same thing Akunya the NBA. Sometimes chance a what dream mu ube imagine say F no about to actually. And o check the na Shesko ye oni mu ha. As what me can say. Mbo mo be AFCON no. or self anymore. They need real force. Apart from chance we cross our Bobako to apart from chance we not Gary Neville, where Gary Neville did, but maybe the crowd maybe the other open from a talk distance. A talk cry, a watch and boy, I'm say keep an eye on the crowd. Dibu not going to be in your bottom. So Aston Villa at this present day, so what did the stage of Manchester United Ayrton China, a more Cassia, or more fan base Cassia near the Ayrton China on the field in a couple. Manchester United in this setup, or the butchers, sorry, Aston Villa, Brisa. Sunday Newcastle, so on the field, and the Adina because Manchester, they brew Newcastle. So those clubs, so no Kukushia, couple, the few chances you have, no, and no, it is so berry. One berry no opponent in your bag give them pay. Or no beche and no beche for they pass more pressure on Ruben Amorim, but pressure I understand the say and Perifono enough confidence in him. As much as France, no, she said, "Yeah, course be an okay, no couple, yeah, no way, yeah, you bet church man, yeah, Chelsea game so. Chelsea was similar problem like Manchester United. France, no, dream to set. Club Kessie, but on the field, Chelsea bar on the big club bar on your the mojo on your momentum in the big club bar. But Osha quality of field no so the same strength in the bar. Yana add such as with me and you the same momentum in my babo. Against Newcastle, say me catch I say I don't see Chelsea winning James's Park. Because Newcastle busy form. And a so difficult say the key character for Chelsea this season has been offensive pressure. And then I'm the PG for offensive aggression. And I'm the Basa for my opponents in the defense and home Tomo. They stay very aggressively on them. They press them to their own backyard. Every time I say, I'm the pressure. I'm the PG. The same energy, the same resilience, and on the Basa for Enzo Fernandez. Or they go back and check the two lineups, Enzo the ball 10-10. Go back and check. Against PSG, I'm the Enzo Bejina Caicedo and James and Impe. Against Barca, I'm the Enzo Sabejina. You know why? Because Enzo no Opushiko Preso. Okay. But against Newcastle, no, Obo James. And the go palm my day a buy because he feels Newcastle there obesity deep kakra. Yeah. So here creativity or be creative more. Now compare Palmer and then Enzo Fernandez. Why not because we're a creator? But in the game, they needed somebody who oppress the Newcastle defenders. So almost one day bar and once on my best in the deco. Chelsea percent or pass it to from short passing sequences. Now Wontumi Damo. Yeah. Jacob Murphy more Anthony Gordon Bruno Guimaraes more pressure. Not Chelsea abobo no ko. Saturday me Shadrack na ehwebo no say Shadrack. Me say so kokunye say ya me no hwebo. Shadrack bo fu throw kra no okontokwa. And say no. Me say na hwebo kra me no hwebo. Na ehwe so no about time. Okay. Because Newcastle are on the same wavelength. Yeah. Like Chelsea no. Ma ho de ne ye pe on the field na some na make. Yeah. Oh, do you think so be any more our chance Wontumi bebre? Ba ko fa Hurricane bra. Hurricane, or the number 2 Chelsea anyone of them. But Wontumi against Joao Pedro and get in Senegal one day. I'm Bruno so and I'm a so on the field, a hot necessary fight it. And you PG in your bus and work as one day. Be correct. Find your own motivation against your equals. And Chelsea a pie game no 2-2. But be a pressure no work as here. A Ganacho na pressure no so. We can do open people kwa dinner time was I see so a Ganacho. Chelsea for now started when say now we be the United for not to the year did you want to bomb but boy now they only had this get with the video Ganacho and Nyadi weekend against Newcastle. The game wasn't nice. Capo a bad say no then you say you push Chelsea manako GEP no a top 4 no near Chelsea in Pem and I said Jay and he expecting future so at the end of the day it was 2-2. But not any me be say a cause. One area of a problem as a Samareska of fixing the position of Enzo Fernandez. Okay. Capo or Bobo James or right back. The Gusto ye Gusto right back no. And nye. It was James I saw connect you ho. No the Copa Enzo ababe Caicedo ho. Or Bobo James a double pivot on alongside Caicedo. Not the Enzo the Palmer or the Palmer Conchen ho, not the Enzo Alberto 10. Whichever permutations, you know. We are waiting for Maresca and Chelsea fans, you know. This season, you know, Manchester City. And you might expect, you know, but Managerial said the Christmas tree has started working so well for Pep Guardiola. Okay. No reason being here. The other day, now my catcher say the Christmas tree is a formation, a placing more emphasis on defensive stability.
Okay.
What we say, Pep Guardiola as a coach, you know, Capo, young corner of 4-3-3. Yes, stretch your position defense, you know, 2 wingers.
Yeah.
Naturally, not on pet and number 9 or static original top was a more cautious game in Fambra. And until I try say about Ibrahimovic Munina force 9, Henry Munoz or Station 1 channel. Bakumia, a fantastic story video the other day say this is the coach here, the force 9 buyer Ibrahimovic in his peak club bought the first 9 to Messi. But another we saw Haaland as a natural number 9. Okay, so yes, so I was saying, say, a breast son, no, son,
was a sound will be
a breast son, okay, so once a son, who the annual control near.
Yeah,
if it changes, respond to the changes. Now, Pep Guardiola is going with the Christmas tree. Now, Christmas tree may highlight, no, I say, no, media mona, media free honor because they are kind of media Africa. Christmas tree, no, Pep Guardiola will quality players be on the lineup. But he places more emphasis on defensive stability. Meaning, say, can you know, say Pep Guardiola me the Shadrach or Bawoso, and I say, young so young right now, no, the young question bio. Now, on the field of play, your areas be a friend of wins. It be more coaches in be technical, in the channels.
Yeah.
Interior coaches in be technical, in the corridors. Now, time be over used to be an idea watershed. Now, Ryan Sharkey the profile. Ryan Sharkey profile no, it deceive most of the coaches. Now, my main fa umbre fie kakra. One formation that TV.
Yeah.
Your friend the Christmas tree. Adano.
Oh yeah, team.
Yes.
If we throw by cost running and a kitwa.
Yamisha. Enti a bois or no team no Emma in terms of defense no or me more stable. And yan can na yan comfortable 2 wingers. The two who shake name for the normal positions no. A honey can say corridors or the interiors.
Oh, okay.
And no a deceiving opponent bia. We know who's your winger. And now who's your 10.
Yeah.
Obejina wins on a 10 in fin. It is we move could opposition
go straight.
But how did deceive Crofobri? A 2-year fullback, I have a line of Swabano.
Yeah,
no Cohonomo. And now we are center back so now bar or side honomo. Now there's
no 2 places all pretty with him.
Yamin Shaw.
Ida Hanaha.
It's one of
we are confusing.
Once a 40,
yeah.
They move according to the position of the ball. For Foden and then Ryan Sharkey. Now, Nuntina Amadoku. Because Doku no per wins, no Savino no per line also. One on one Michelle may you free move, 1-on-1 Michelle may you free move. But these players, you know, Ryan Sharkey, you know, they are not really good in 1-on-1, but they are very good in terms of playmaking. And a first, second phase is build up, you know. Now, omunim go so she. Now, also you Sharkey for the Sinchaya, Tijani Renders, Bernardo Silva, no, omunim go so shapa. But Pep Guardiola per se or mobile money bebresa and until no come more a bit deeper and the Ryan Sharkey no a close to my bar inside I will place some right behind Haaland. Now naturally no this formation no Juma it provided a lot of balance in the final third as well as placing more emphasis in defensive stability. Pep we coach back come Medina Chiacha pa minimum join ya me dem am say betime BH said we no could run there but he's one coach here. In fact may follow no papa. I have a lot of theses. It will changes biana. Let me why he changed. Why he changed. Okay. So remember say I'm
Mate
I'm African.
Okay, sure. Now okay, I'm say Eichmann say fine analysis and trigger say your television is not coming to me, but I won't check my entry and read or dear. But Nana say why doesn't was it? I didn't know new team who use the touch screen no. We say touch screen who's a piano watch until you get okay now go here also we feel it.
Well, say me also no Capo. Nyankopo so no creme feel it.
Oh yeah.
Attention at the Bremen.
Yeah.
Me way far since me kasa to be very honest. na we no yes me report me boss but said be my answer no softwares no have about 50 different softwares.
Okay,
this are the good laptops na ha laptop na we aboma ho ba say TV no kura ne bo ne ko 800 na ba laptop dey be dem about the pressure nti me hope say away or the better than that desktop no team from a studio just a laptop what you say and also the softwares in go
okay
nti no Capo so do want to e be bantem na yakọ
Mate boss wa boss kwa wate da nti just come here to force and was very fancy Di Maria fancy etian na echi kakra otachi a homoni tabibia come pa Benjin fancy serious say I like Akomia rough and odi aba Singali asihini say good analysis ano no so dia banji ode new raf AFCON no okay any or say brana
so
we are now there upon
yes
okay
I want to say we as Africans and you be bia na you be
okay
football no ya can't football modern day technology the other day near discuss a club struggle but there's an aspect of the game where we Africans and you're right to be na enrano me enjoy be pa one aspect of the game where Africans bit me and start to so in terms of ownership. Once I'm for your skills or field also I call South America and Sunny Africa skills but in terms of football culture and heritage we Africans Capo number one. Me sure South Africa 2010 World Cup no. Now man for me break as South World Cup happens to be the greatest ever World Cup obi adna ABS kasemu other countries ni bi ewo ho ne ade but now watching the opening ceremony stadium no I said this is what we own as Africans.
Afina she me pass Ghana nkonu
afina yo Morocco afina she was Ghana nkonu
Morocco for no omo ni nyansa pa omo niema omo infrastructure everything they do omo ye na say omo no bo she Portugal and Spain for no but culturally they move like Africans.
Wow.
All your dress and what they call commercial suits. And the worst thing is suits.
Yeah, I need him.
But everybody or share a more dress and a more costume or dressing or share. It has been beautiful. A sea opening ceremony so. You can say global attention or continent to say so and ra Sunday and you know. Yeah. Everywhere. On Saturday no ya ne yes ensaye na namadwene eco performance no say how are Morocco face Comoros no Comoros in the second edition of the AFCON World Cup now come on African giants yes somebody can say oh Morocco and AFCON no be bebresa on ta kran ko final it is no je ba ko no ye huru bio 2004 ko final on Tunisia ye ne je ye hu mu biem they've given us Haji for France 98 if you who top player ni akekeka but Capo so check ya dey here now so be no crowd Morocco funny bow from the U17 U20 and Mabo no omoba na ya ko ye be say the World Cup semi final na ye hu 2022 no so almost Comoros be 6 me fire car from Panin for pa na madwene say e furu bi san na madwene me
no museum be for pa because they say na you say Comoros there
hwe
in
the final third, or started Yusuf in Chagana. Now ball Rafiki Said for Comoros 4-2 now ball with two strikers we know. And I'm say Obi game no ball now. Oni Morocco never boy. And about two man method about two wingers. Salimana Yusufu and Azai Yusufu. And in the final third ball Said Rafiki. And about in Chagana. Yusufu. These were the players that on line up Yusufu by 6 and on line up. And I'm so let me go through Morocco for line up now and Messiah. To find out what that's so called ball Roman Saiz and then I forget 4 and 5 and I say Morocco for any serious too. Capo.
I want for game no say grow.
Tournament here boy. Oh ye countries are Obia because on slow more. Come on, somebody did ya ho.
Oh yeah.
Oh ye countries Obia slow more on line up hu near there Obia Morocco. Then a lineup comes up. Now I bought the formidable backline plus one of the best goalkeepers on the continent in Yasin Bonu.
Yeah.
Now I forget Roman Saiz or Bar the left back on and then the right back on. That's also more experience. Abo Mazraoui or right back. Oda Hakimi no. a certain country are missing Hakimi Ashraf. No Obama Sarari. Do you think so? A short quality? And a boss Salah Edin or left back or do Fifi no Bobo Amraba. Capo. Walid Regagi is serious. I mean, look at that goal. And the Moroccans were really panicking. Said, "Why they be leading line? They are more." And watch that goal from Morocco. That's exactly as what we kind of say. Tournament and starting in this is just the first game, but probably it's provided the best goal of the tournament. Meshad Dean and who was also ball as a Dean Unahi. The last time I called Qatar 2022, no, we 84 me and son who tournament in the as a Dean Capo is a brilliant midfielder. So also a ball as a Dean Unahi and a ball Brahim Diaz. And yeah, that was the goal.
That's a solid goal, pal.
That was the goal.
Solid. It's your cry. Go nefe. Go the FA. Hey.
Capo go no.
El Cabi no. Oh, it's serious.
I think it's the catalog.
And sorry now, be leader of a more attack and a sada but El Cabi will be so. Oh, okay. Now, Quack is a Vincent of Wakadi or York Cameroon.
Yeah.
Oh, and a sorry, who's on number 9. What's at some point, grab blaster? Okay, for 9 be a bag. Who jump and who say?
Oh, yeah, I want to know.
Hey, number 9. Yeah. And now Morocco became a statement for Africans from the opening ceremony to this point. Oh, more pick the first 3 points of our group. No, a dear, I been more calm down. Opening ceremony,
it was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
it was absolutely brilliant. I think this did not really match the vibe Ivory Coast opening ceremony they gave. The vibe. I'm talking about vibe.
Yeah.
But I think this offered us more education.
Okay.
Than what Ivory Coast did no L5. What they mention as sure. Because Osha Ivory Coast opening ceremony now. Sometimes it's important to ever how we do certain things in opening ceremonies. Osha Ivory Coast opening ceremony now we and your mommy and son indicate one, the people and the culture of Ivory Coast.
Okay.
It is you know we getting a swat and to say they are not tardy for no. So more or more Christmas near you saw those kind of things over there. Then number 2, he spoke about the number of nations that have come to Ivory Coast to come and compete at the highest level for this particular competition. Number 3, he showcased one identity about them, which is their musical sense. More in terms of in conformity. So the closest stages of the tournament come far blonde in the the final of the AFCON far blonde in the Ivory Coast. The opening ceremony, not magic system, my bed, on that one, this Nigerian lady, Yemi Alade, was one of the ladies.
Okay.
Capo. But we Mudiana. And you mammy and son, and I knew me who ye. One. Almost said I'm Uncle Bina, or mobile, and more this Amiraj in created the African continent. Sign.
Yeah.
The main focus of that idea was to pitch people to understand that the next generation of football is not dead. There is a proper representative of these young kids on Baby replace or so there is hope for African football because they do maybe near AFCON and the interest of around the AFCON to a more creative around the trophy, signifying say it is not dead, but there's an assurance that the next generation could come strong and pick it up. There was a certain moment where they were doing an African dance. Now African dance now no more share that ye visuals and kitty bia. Na chere nkola omo na sisi forma omo bobo enkwan chen. Ebi na baby. They were trying to tell us that this is one particular opening ceremony that is telling a lot of the world. They say Africa, we don't have brighter beginnings. So normally when it comes to football, it's a shall on the street.
Yeah. Rough road now.
But the money are corner say right after that video the performance, the next one they buy the struggling and the unity which shows colonial rules in Tokwane in your marketing PTBS where you because Capo, as I'm speaking to you now,
Sudan,
I'm telling you, this AFCON could literally unite Sudan.
Yeah.
This AFCON, everything unite Congo. This AFCON, everything unite Nigeria, especially looking at the north, the south issues.
No crepa.
So there are a lot of things that video I was really proud. Then the significant one of the tattoo after Sanyoma Meruno Musho was Omamode ball a freestyle. Meaning football will always give hope to the hopeless. So I really loved this. I loved the opening ceremony. I intentionally sat down to watch through and decode the kind of message these people were trying to tell us. And Capo, this is absolutely beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. The next generation is in safe hands.
Wow.
And they really spoke to us so well.
Wow.
And I've really loved how Omotia room. Now, tension now is different from the bar, you see. Because I've watched the Ivory Coast one again. I mean, I'm done as I said, I was there.
Yeah.
Live. Maybe the opening ceremony. Yes. But this one, I'm hoping to be at the closing ceremony. I'll be there. Now, Nyomani mi no how a Nyoma city and the almost city here. Two things now. Bako is speaking a lot about the lifestyle, how Africa comes about. Maybe a bit more free bar, a brave more bread, and the level of my bedroom baby. So, but then the other one was also depicting the musical face of who they are, their culture, and everything that comes in. Morocco and put themselves in front of everybody in this opening ceremony. That is one thing I loved about them. They did not put themselves. Oman Bibia just to come and showcase who they are. Capo. The focus was not to show who they are, but the focus was to show what Africa represents. And they need to sell it and sell it well. Let's not forget that Morocco production on what they call AFCON. The amount of money they've spent, stage be on setting up the lightning. Now share the number of Adiomaye or form now. Share sign on my honey. There's something we always speak about, especially looking at Africa, how I pride yourself. We speak about it that we are the star of the world, and we decide everything. Because I'm afraid you say so. There's been colonialism, there's been a lot of things, but we've always found a way to become the star of every single thing. Now look at the shape in the middle of the park, lightning in the chair saying.
Then I'll check.
Lightning and the design when I know. Light, white, no.
They are true.
And then they are true. A form they are not reflecting on.
Okay. Stromana. Okay. Oh yeah.
And one motion. I know my Moroccans and Casano one. I'm not for this almost skin color into no blacks.
Yeah.
So they've put in a stage which is the color black in the middle of the star. Speaking to a lot of people say, Capo, what do you say? Yeah, color into before. But if I say a child will say before. Capo. Now for who can I tell you?
That's good news.
You have to look at this is the best picture.
Yeah. Wow.
This is the best picture.
Oh my idea no.
Stand down. The stage is there. Then look at the whole atmosphere in the stadium. No, Capo, baby, say what you say. You say about some was
yeah.
Football could do so.
Yeah.
I'm born wash.
I was saying
continentally. I was. What do you watch? Diana ni bechem na. What you bechem ni? Go stars na. African level there.
But I'm so much in love with the opening ceremony, and that's the bit I can share with you. Now you look at the whole game we watched yesterday. You see, I've seen a lot of questions. Newton, me and this come away. Now you heard the following games of Barcelona. I've seen a lot of commentary about who will win. Who will do this? Who will do that?
Yeah.
For me in this tournament now, then I will speak about certain things concerning the tournament. Capo, I've watched AFCON and watch. Normally, more start tournament, no more favorite. Ebia, we 10 I move train almost started tournament in
no favorite.
For example, Egypt in 2006, Abraham no host tournament no. No bien say Egypt 4 no beat my 2008 Egypt Ghana no. What Egypt form be an say Egypt form any baby the same happens with 2010. But what can anymore? No, I crasa no their babeje. There are several historical orders around the CAF competitions, which is say new kwansi etotwene. Even on Monankasa ni momo, especially when they have clubs like Raja Casablanca, WAC of Morocco, Al Ahly, Obia Kopre, even the continental tournament. In this regard, there are only 2 North African countries on my tournament to host it. There have been several times where Egypt hosted the AFCON, but Egypt hosted it.
Okay.
2006, they hosted it and they won it. Algeria hosted AGB. Epen. But Oyo Morocco ni Libya hosted in 82 when Timiane.
Okay, yeah,
Morocco hosted in 88 when Timiane. Now the tag around them will be about a North African nation. Our hosted tournament when in Aji, no more quadie. Because this is their golden period, and Timiane it will take time. And then
because the time we also na football.
Football no apeda.
Yeah.
Morocco jina baby a Ghana jina between 2006 to 2015.
Yeah.
Because within that period, not Ghana bought World Cup round of 16. But now Sako bought World Cup quarter final. That same period, na near under 20 at 2009.
Yeah.
World Cup.
Yeah.
As a dominating youth championship.
Yeah.
During that time, Nana coach Maxwell Kunadumo. Eddie local Black Stars Chan Obekaya Yakobo final be against Libya. Yakobo final be against DR Congo. Near performing at that top level. So everything about the Ghana Black Stars as at that time, including the Chan team, no more performing at the top level. Top. It's a couple. You look at the whole thing surrounding the Moroccan national team and you understand. Say
is the time.
But the opening game of the AFCON in recent years, we hear there and Capo here there. These teams, and they will win. But it's good to put yourself in a certain position. Ivory Coast nyama come and qualify and to Kwakrakosino. Ivory Coast even won their first game against Equatorial Guinea-Bissau. Their most difficult game was the game against Equatorial Guinea, and the second game they played against Nigeria, because Nigeria boy Nigeria then the following game no. Say Abra Equatorial Guinea for Morocco, this is a good start. And a more quality bench. Because year changes now you see NS Rimuneba Capo bench near strong. And I watch the likes of Azedine Unai Amrabat. This is a team that knows themselves well. And then they tried.
But say
AFCON say we want to enjoy beautiful football. The last AFCON gave us goals. Hardly 0-0. But there have always been times games ni bit me boring. You heard the game beat Mali. About Zambia. Egypt be born the first game there. Oboria there is going to be South Africa Angola. Game was so Nepal. I want to see how Mali and Tom Sefie. Tom Sefie the Gambia bar the last 2 AFCONs. We saw how they performed and the quality of Medanedi. But for Mali, there are huge expectations, especially when they failed to qualify for the World Cup. Because the kind of players they could talk, so results during the World Cup qualifiers was also supposed to come in. But for Zambia, I'm happy for them. Last 2 years, from Grant to Mobile Ivory Coast, on Betche Bibi Kakrebi, but Obianwu say after Christopher Katongo Mune refreshing Kala Munina free team, it's difficult for them to come back. But there are signs. But the results in recent times before qualifying for the AFCON has not been actually brilliant. As compared to Mali, our money to me is more the likes of Douglas Nene team. There's quality now, so they are competing their results. Aliou Dieng.
Yeah.
So this is a team that can compete under a coach who understands the African game. I would do the Gambia for near day. Yeah. Difficult task for Zambia today. Very difficult task. But I'll be very open to the match I'll be watching between Angola and South Africa. Capo and the match with Ampaye Bedra. New
South Africa match in Bedimba.
A match.
Only Angola.
But prediction we want to and we mean so be able to be a very yeah, Mali versus Zambia.
South Africa.
Winnie Angola.
Yeah.
Egypt versus
Zimbabwe.
The home team.
Home team now me call for 3. It is when I started in a home team be winning. And obia me the bet no. And I'm the actually pack no. The obo Dodi Kana be winning. Dodi Kana Mali versus Zambia. Zambia coach Sikoni Asemban Honkakra on a very place Avran Grant.
Okay.
Out of poor run of results during World Cup qualifiers now, Avran Grant almost says on the Jumanato. He was one of the assistants to Avran Grant or back in. So Grant in free on Sikoni Babishaw, but food poisoning tea. Or more friendly, sir, or more ball AF fine tuning and Bobby Tia South Africa the 2 games in Yanuni.
Okay.
But I find all Babe funny major task pa baby who know AFCON 2025. So Zambia they have the quality. They've gotten some new face of players within their master. And Krana wo maybe anymore. Zambia nya a few names or Moscow and moment for South Africa. Or checking game on what the Ghana and their mentality, everything would probably change. They will go out with all arsenals in their weaponry against Angola. South Africa, I bet take it 3 points now. Egypt, Zimbabwe. I bet kukuru for Libya in the first 20 minutes now. But Egypt will settle. And from the experience I had from Morocco lineup now, Egypt for no among member bon crown crabia team. Everybody you know has been part of for more a key squad. No, I'm telling you so. Who feature today against Zimbabwe? One thing I'm going to catch on and say. Ash and I will best start to go push one of the longest standing members of the Red Devils. I best started the man Egypt. Ash and I will Hamdi fight bebo a old name be a who be in the middle of the pitch. Mama Shaw I best started at the ball in place of Mustafa Mohammed. But I can say Mama Mush Mubet most salad of course. And since some course on the club side they want to make us a bench you start from the bench. They will go with every power lineup Zimbabwe. This is AFCON Capo. Most of the players are on your good form over Europe.
Yeah.
But we see from one of our born heart out. So then will be the Chobia. Mali will win against Zambia. South Africa will win against Angola. Egypt versus Zimbabwe.
I think on the land of North Africa, I don't normally appear to be good grounds for Mali. There are a few statistics I would love to share with your listeners, Kakra. The Ejina said the last time Zambia any Mali Asia African Cup game was fast forward in 1994, which was hosted. Which was hosted in Tunisia.
Yeah.
Now in 1994, almost share Zambia by 4 goals to 0. Now they've appeared 4 times, especially playing on North African soil. Also, in '94 they appeared somewhat also third. Then fast forward, in 2004 and '94 also fourth. In 2004, also third. Then round of 16 in 2019, which was hosted by Egypt. So I think this is a ground that really favors Mali a lot, and this is a game we are all looking forward to. Say Yebeshe Hawa. Competitively, no. Now for Zambia, I think they will need to pick up the pieces as soon as possible, and they'll get back to their best.
Okay. I'm say one of games I'm say Zambia for no so no.
It's a game of equals. When Mali Zambia, it's a game of equals. But I'm telling you, Mali will dominate the game in the middle of the pack. Zambia baba ye kukuru pitre. Yes, they feel so. They imagine yomosa. Qualifiers and next no munjini so more players. So come you have Grant Eddie.
Yeah.
There are certain coaches are Capo so be your media. Omo didn't easy sao. On share their course of Cameroon. All the course between Magpies and Samoleto. North Africa CAF president Keto Krako say me here kwa. Was a ministry for a friend and a ministry of friend.
Oh yeah.
But it's some of you can't just sack them easily. The same thing in Zambia situation is but because of resource, not granting him some power. You just need to sack the guy and checking about passing that car and the leader of Malino from Leicester City.
Okay.
He's been one focal manner while it is Zambia team and I've always been saying so when Zambia team no and Christopher Katongo Edomo Banadia, I will tell you one thing, Capo, resilience. Resilience. Ocean 2 not referee pon ball now. Messiah on point.
they left us with memories. Top memory. But ni wuni made ba kwa South Africa Angola. Omumienu no ehia wo group stages mako 4 times. So 4 times ni na ye be group stages ni na ba ko pen qualify. 2 ni na team qualify. So for example, South Africa and Angola or group ma mbe wie no obi fufo beto so second. Am we for to 10. Then ba ko qualify.
The omumienu no shia.
Omu shia o group stages mo omumienu ni na qualify out of the group da.
Ana omumienu stay Ebony. You know, I made 3 points now. Oh, chance of free group no. And I'm a one.
No. Omakoye Nkrofo say AFCON no just as every major tournament. Your Nkrofo kasa your modia.
Oh.
Yes. Your mo kasa so abeba hadwene as omo knockers obeba knock. U join on be Fabiako. Your Nkrofo no. And you want more about surprise them for.
And omo group no said okay. Omo group now. Omo group now na that's no. In Egypt, South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Angola,
Malimo, Morocco, yeah, now host nation, you the respected amount. It's most of a bow be a mobbing count. Sure, Nedi a prepare. And I'm a Maline, Zambia Bahad. Group Rankasana was saying,
it will show team now.
What be a DNA? Oh, the group Rekasa by the contest of Masamana. Egypt, they own the AFCON title. Yeah. Omunyan free omukromo krama krana. Ya kwaji fonu bia. South Africa, Angola, foni ya omu amani tite ho. De bia de unok. Edru major tournament. Croatia, uko Europa, Croatia amokekeka ho. Portugal mu nyina na esa akrofonu bia. Se France ama, se Spain ama, se omu ya ne dru soro pa ni tilimu ama. You have other countries are omu noke. Yeah. Ho na South Africa ni Angola wono.
Yes. Because last AFCON was Articles. Omu noke don sa. But finally they could not make it to the final. And Omokobo tell them for very compact, resilient, led by Ron Williams. And I think Tobe Mokwena on that no. That guy absolutely brilliant. Now there's a young chap from Orlando Pirates. No, mudi teams of Chicago Fires. USA JB in Bukazi. Very strong, 19 years or 18 years. And they have absolutely brilliant attackers. Omuninesi Akaibia, Mamelodi Sundowns that could come. But for Egypt, Mitier Mustafa Umama Musha say also Mobato tournament new. 2 years someone the best nation on the continent. But Capo, Yentia Sembi record we kakare. Yanko AFCON man nipa bia ye rank African teams one number 1 wakwa AFCON once per day Senegal 2021.
Mo rank mo first.
Yeko AFCON we a man to ye FIFA rankings aba. When they have best in Africa. Ba ko penalty mi akọ AFCON akoje Senegal.
Wow. Interesting,
but you look at Mo Salah, you look at Mustafa, but coach no the Omobano. I a part of the team wa. Omudene AFCON 2006. Omudene AFCON 2008. New Saturday AFCON 2010.
Hassan.
Ote. On say your coaches be at the Omoba tournament. They know the team they coach. They know the standard they are supposed to meet. And they know how to strive to the tournament. Tiasemo abeka fa Mo Salah before the game. Ombebo game no ni was say Salah wo Liverpool there were moment and frustration abem kakra. But it to me say Salah ba national team na han obere discover himself. The true self because the teammates ni nyina agada ne ho. So this is a tournament. Hosam edi kan pass the first test. First test na say mboma wan. Egypt for nyina body ama Mo Salah. In AFCON 2006, omunyina beji tumu say yamo AFCON ne fama Mohamed Abutrika. Iti yabo ni na obi abe Mohamed Abutrika. Then Zidane. Okay, Zidane akwana 2008 to shegwa no yibut.
No,
not in say bono. Ono ne bete tenase kakra. So by 2010, omuru amuna we mu Abutrika bu Freddy and Zidane gedo mu tournament. And gedo dey be final no dey koye. Now they've all agreed to come to a standstill that no, this is Mohamed Salah's tournament. Because probably say Mohamed Salah be here. I'm not sure Mohamed Salah will be there in 2027. So the likelihood, because you're more qualifiers, anything can happen within that moment. So this is a make or break for Mohamed Salah in the Egyptian colors as a maestro. Capo, Salah time, Egypt in Yanje AFCON. I'm not talking about Salah time, I'm talking about Salah time. So no be leader of this team. Pressure be one or so. Because omukro mu hono, mido mo sori ano mutwa bono.
But me no, to be very honest, for variety of reasons, me person be jaya bo Mo Salah so anymore. Yeah. Only say
is you on no.
Ma no, yes say no be ken. 2022 about skin, 2017 about skin.
2022 pride. Opa think after the omone Ghana game no.
Enye dey be too no, me say obai. Say so you starting oko pride we yan starting. But Capo say oye ken am say obai. Oba asking. You first time about asking, 2017 about skin. He has always been coming as skin. But tell say omo the load no to na betisu a. O twin things from say ya no Europe no. And then 1 2 make me cause I friend Mo Salah for squad. When your boys are bubble born in the amano, so I'm sure most
players are
bubble born in the amano. Hey, Capo, Egypt back for a typical 4-3-3. I know 4-3-3 no. Obabo Hamdi Fati, Mawanatia, Nomdi Zizo, Akahon. Zizo will just stay right behind 3 attackers. No, it be instead of 4-3-3, I be 4-2-1. That is Zizo.
Okay.
Fred about the final third, no. Mo Salah beka home. The two na akano. What a problem. What is Mustafa Mohammed? Mustafa Mohammed. On the university at 2022. In Egypt national team friend wa Ojan exams ho e baba bobo na okwana down for coach man no match down for no. Mustafa Mohammed. Galatasaray. Very effective. Orikaji didn't change Umama Mush. But when you say see common no, very likely say Omaba Trezeguet, and I'm the Umama Musha Beckham. Freeman attackers never yet Trezeguet, Umama Musha and Mo Salah. Mustafa Mohammed, many shows starting a game with him. But all in all, it is about balance in the final third for Egypt. The first the problem crowd say. It is a Mo Salah and getting other guys in the game. Now or cause of shoulder problem, no responsibility. I am not sure Mo Salah is in the right frame of mind right now. Capo. Say but AFCON also no. Na me catch no. Your uncle Fubi ura from Koba AFCON no missing from.
Where they are.
At the end of Vincent Abubakar oh yeah no. Yeah first time Cameroon player ever best I don't know. Yana William Truse Komo AFCON Ahmed Musa Omo AFCON. No, naturally certain countries we will players Omo AFCON on Kwambesi from. Ya Kragana it is say you play a bit or form Europe or AFCON or you there or the South. It has always been happening. It has always been happening. Me at first point of the conversation. Mustafa Mohammed Nyebiama Hamibe Brisa Trezeguet our continental experience. But for Mo Salah dear, my uncle G and Muhammad Coco say, Mama Mema from Liverpool, Mama. He rather has to elevate the game of other players. So I get what they're in the game. Uncle bet me about game in the world. Salah age will AFCON involved. That is what is going to work for him. And I'm a defense center book card now in Samuel to Moyo. Yeah. A dear be able to Ivory Coast for a year now. No. The same thing to them on Babaye. They set the standard. But Egypt standard and now a boot trick must set you know. More silent team pick up man. And now be able to catch and say a boot trick at game now bono. Or Bodma Hassan Shatta 6, 7, 8 you know. 10 back on got the number 9 on Bobina Mosa about Egypt. No.
Or for and if you didn't, you cry a canna say me do about 2000 or
2008.
Zidane or Sugar, no go now shining me. You boot to run to question. Numbers of Pie TV. Zidane, oh, play none of him his Suarez in your bassa, none of him his. But
I think from the tactical point of view, this AFCON will see more goals. Games will open up because teams are adapting. And you look at Comoros yesterday, they created they created quality.
What is for the first time in the history of this AFCON? Africa ever provided more coaches as in foreign coaches, you know.
Yeah.
It is the first time in the history of this AFCON.
Say 14
no 13 and a foreign in my 11
oh okay.
Now Osha Botswana my Morena Reboli.
Okay.
Brahma Traore Eddie Burkina Nimdomoba Cameroon David Pagu. Also Cameroon the end there some won kakra but according to CAF Dian in Saka database you know David Pagu. Egypt Hussein Hassan and then Akomia Kai Equatorial Guinea 1 Micha Thierry Mayuma a Gabon for coach. It must fire Ivory Coast. Morocco, your Walid Regrago. Chiquino Conde, okay, coach will say. On the Mozambique forever. Eric Sekushele at Nigeria. Papi Tiao, Senegal. Sudan, Yankasa coach. And a Zambia, Moses Sekoni. Coach, Kwesiapia. Baby, I'll be a Yamaika. Yatanachi,
AFCON, no, my
Yatanachi.
Ghana and Kobe,
Coach Kwesiapia, Yatanachi. Coach, Yatanachi Basa. Yapon Kano, baby, will be a attack Coach Kwesiapia.
Coach is so educated.
Untension, baby, on be our attention.
Coach, well, where you can say, Omu monitor Stargate Computers Bantama KNUST and Afi Madina Zungo
laptop
laptops.
That's a free commercial.
Stargate Computers. Stargate Computers. Yeah, Halamo. Mo ye juma pa mo take.
Laptops too.
Mo monitor. Mo face show in Yagro. No dear.
Omo number nyane dani no.
Omo biem yes, omo biem opa. Boss. Encha we
target.
Team no pa.
Number ne dani no. Capo number na de 20 no ko e 1000k o. Hey, oh ya time, me na 1000k. 1000 masa ni k.
Well, yen kwai na fi yamra. Na yen to aso fa fi ona yen se no yama si ko na ni me ni wa wie na what I.
Uche. Ese no, ya kan sam na.
Okay.
Number boy dia. You better come be in my boy because we're working to everyone my boy.
I know the Matisse MJ Friday no na MJ easy cry MJ o say crew mama I'm here na me say since me yes na me say me dey me say me later say cause bani adia o dey you we mami
but we na me here from
we are no aba
say we on said that Friday me tin one sana me
yes
me tin Kroma.
Formation be biem no.
Video analyst do say no Kroma.
Omo no so.
Omo no 10.
There we omo no so.
Your national team you order do say you under 15, under 17.
Yeah, and the other Black Queens.
The Black Queens. Your national team you the fan say the
national teams no mo bi. Your fan is
your national teams nyan omo nyina no video analyst.
Sa me dey me nim no.
Ya bre.
Omo nyina obi.
Ya bre ene abrochirefo. Me wa be kan wa se machiro.
Okay, omo ko fa bia ba na.
Me see ya bre nya abrochirefo. Me chirim.
Okay. Now coach Naba.
Waba.
What's your friend say?
Coach Naba Drew. Eja.
Oh Waba. Maybe any coach Naba.
Oh. Me catch you say obekwa kohwe game ni bi.
Yeah, o ka so obekwa game.
Obekwa game. That Friday na me kan. Say obey obekwa. Unim say Friday na me kan asem no. Say Friday na introduction course.
Sa. Yes, yeah. O kan use coach na eba.
Was start adwuma.
Waba.
Me so was start adwuma of Belgium. Na me kan say
o baby ani ana. This year o baby ani ana. This year o baby ani.
This year o baby ani. O baby ani this year.
Odu Kromo.
Coach your friend Shamid. Waba.
Onu wo coach division what dey for
Odan Kotoku Royals.
Kotoku for no.
Wodo mo we. Eno no ye interim. Oh. Onwa. Ai. Bisi wo ye onwa Jamaica.
I will show me o ma say onu rom so o de ne ba ni ade ba.
Me na me say onwa wa bedu. Uche. Coach na ba bedu.
O no dey ifo ko you know.
Odan Kotoku Royals.
And ko basati.
Me kasama min ditro. Betima ma coach no ensem nyina. Coach onya head coach da. Onya head coach obabi ada.
Na no mu ko fana ba.
Odi o wa ba ubi. Onya head coach obabi ada. Number 1.
They okay because say sa coach ni dia in fact say onu na because me ti di ni dia we na say I say man for say coach no call
Kotoku na
onu na am so be fa and am say say na adwuma o ye ya o say di say What you never man Phyllis.
Tabia about company industry, seven countries as they say. Women the Tabia about mixture and sweat media, banner malaria and a tail, John D. Typhoid, menstrual disorders and a hour, Mr. Drabinum, a bit to us, Deku, and also at me, Wontumi dia wadron you bet me di ama bia akokama tabia taku no makacho say bronya aya pebi na ne woman ana musumo enjoy na bia 18 kwa because otafra bet me di sro di form ama di bia ama bia so atimi akokama tabia zani kira no so ebosu immune system no na mpo aboa na oja no wa bi no so atimi akokama enom anso atimi da maputo aja kuma say Lake Road e won ye wa ye boy tuma bia ton do Ghana bia okwa won san so ebetima ka 0243 686861 na ne mpanimfo enso atumi akasa Ruta natural product no e oja so e no miensa Ruta Mr na pato Ruta Mr ne de makato se ene samaleria e wo video ni ma etu ase da ma fever na teto no so hu na awe na dwane afa Ruta live ne de Mr. Wada, opesa umoja circulate ya ayano na ya na utakasa anansi achunso anansi wenye police Mr. Kope Ruta live na bobo na bibians etunya kama Ruta tonic no etu na sa typhoid fever se edi afru mu ama bians etu akama no nyina no FDA for do stamp no enso etimesi so sample yenton enfama adosa baby aton do bia kwa won sounds 8 maka 0244485632 na mpanimfo akasa emulator supplement way draw diane and yedi send a banner system ni begina brane na dada setna bibians etwa ko so atimi dia manempo yade bia nchonko esiadunti emulator supplement and one abedi na bibians etwa kama edia mabeboa na support system na system na gina yes sabeboa nempo yade chemicals bi agurama sa chemical na ewom abeboa na disease bia ewo video ni na etima yas etu ase deku anos atimi dia ma emulator herbal supplement we African tanka herbal pharmaceutical and research center woman ana dia ba FDA for edom stamp no enso asi so ba bia twandro bia kwa won sanso ebetu aka emulate herbal supplement ni na so etu abobo na bibia enso etimi awakamati Capo sa pepe na tie yen sase na maybe a person de me I fan a person me fan free
maybe okay
the Ghana Premier League matches na eba so weekend di jeni nkomo kakra na yen hwe eno enso etimi 30 December on said December fully packed enra matches eba so say enetie Diana Stars etna fie anshebi Hatefok anshebi Kala United Bako Vision Entimante Sakan Samates Bako out of fly Entimante Dreams Berokum Chelsea ebona kamiensa omotia kanimba Nation Sepsi and so a branch fan Emmanuel and no penalty. It me save one more bro many young apostles boy Nations Esheba kuma young apostles como antimanti oh United na fie e ma club e fed Gold Stars e ko twa me ka bako aha omo antimanti ba me ka match we wansem and so to me e dey actually say sa game no omo ye adwuma papa but Gold Stars players no e be bear from omo ye adwuma ye pa and I was shocked say all share teams akọ away omo performance ya Gold Stars abeto so me I don't come up and also 8 me adama for now. Gold Stars out 7 points away points and go menya and some 7 points and almost 8 when we say she be away matches now. Last away game ever call and no against 11 Wonders. We so mess up winning a few points now and I'm sweating about 10 and away points I don't come up Emma yet for fair shame young ram not share coaches reactions kakra and I'm sweating to them I mean here and from free a Diana Stars game no now. A Ghana Stars game no me pato akua be mame na se Abranche Solomon Agbashi save bia wo ye na no adin na ye free kick ye pagya ball no hwe e na das no Ghana fo nyamra yes o pe ye pagya ball no Jemfi Kamara, formerly of Bibian Gold Stars, and the tip premier of bench na buy and over pinball kwanya Solomon Agbashi fast save bono na anwa den yes na ade we remind me kotoko has ewura me kotoko okay Abranche ani din ade Felix anai mo time no goalkeeper ba ko sabe ka ho and uhwe ya Abelora on sa two goalkeepers so na national team asset bi na si wa so folk no just say
Agbasi
Eda ana Abranche ani din ade SM enso Eda
is it number 1 or has is it there we say minimum grind or course a clean 6 and 5
5 out of 6 matches
it's easy
on the game or consider Kerala United. Yeah, and see, this guy too is coming and Juma Panti save way and now a brand 10 years save New Year upon game no. Moment the messenger or the man next as a folk phobia fans no or we saw more Merry Christmas was no expect to say a Kumenya 3 points and so many 1 pointer. Omo fans are and a bro idea omo demam Yentia Solomon Agbashi Dramani and so and so for bon come after say woman so area game no na didi and so actually we say oh and never be one man na omo ya niema ye be one man and never koye na so ni nyina mu no de be kan so many 1 point at the con cry Yentia didi Dramani omo me coach afa Shoba Aristika a Diana Stars coach no na a Diana Stars coach no so ye bisa ne say as a big matches no the boys no many big teams bar and I'm finding it difficult omo bre and no coach HHM kakra and so etimi Ericha yentie sama Shoba Aristika Eremai and so timba don come amia for man of the match Raymond Ajeman and then man of the match also game no Diana Stars player on also church we say na come up 3 points in and so draw and buy on any day on my next game against young apostle so much we say on be kwako wini yentie sama branch the two na mankwa coach Edema Bibiani Gold Stars team no we travel to ekoko wini 1-0 na after the game nana amankwa edi nkomo Wontumi Sports kwa mo fa so a wo so ekokonya sa vital win no.
It's a very tough game. We know the boys will deliver today, and by God's grace, all the departments they did very, very well. Yeah. So what they are not bad. They also did well, but as you know, football is about win. If you did well, you didn't win. People have something to say. But I thank my boys. My boys did very, very well tactically, and we are very, very disciplined. And then that is why we are able to collect maximum 3 points here. Away games, we normally play very, very well, but we normally concede early goals, and we try to stop that attitude and then change the terrain. And
Papa Eddie come Papa ono anasesia ya kana semi ono empany for hand so omedi juma no so your assistant coach.
Oh okay.
Ono your assistant coach.
Juma assistant coach juma.
Yes. Oya juma. Oya juma.
Where you call him?
From Poma so koye
no almost on
from Poma so koye no from Poma so bo 2 matches. Also bo Kabili wa ha. Ano bo be United wo Bibiani. Ano omuja no kwan.
Na kosomu
ewa away Kabili ano bet so the first league game was against all Blacks.
Okay.
Yes, ano boy ana nyame ya adoma bibia ekoye de ma no
one ebe deputy
na the coach waba bedru kroma
walande
ano bedru kroma.
Okay.
Ya ka se coach me ba bedru obekwa ko team no amparampa ni nuane ampa okọ team no.
Okay.
Na onu kran coach ni kran ni kasa ni yan hunim ze na nkope match we na nkope bench atna o na nkope bench atna
we no
match we
eh any coach wa ben mo
nkope bench atna he na oni ma dey see ni say on say
coach ni madwuma
eti se see ene na dwuma start ya natural players ni say there papa we no be di dwuma dia mam
o manya ad
natural o di natural players ni nyina obi aya we say coach Obani omo be di dwuma dia mom na not stance ni ehwe bo ni bi
sa
na mankwa de wadi amia we kan wa second coach awaba ye de na kire no se coach ni ye de akire players we na eba nti ye no de me de siwo omo anim first one maso kunadu all Blacks Pedro.
Okay.
Ye de ko kire se na Maxwell one de adwuma no na mankwa ye nti woni technical team mosa game no mbuwie Maxwell ama and then so second one ye de opani akọ no say players they say papa we never now Bibiani Gold Stars next game is against Dreams FC.
Okay.
And no there enya na mankwa na ebo.
Okay.
And on the head but technical team no ono mo kwakobo nti match say di o mani media opani na ebebo e dia mo masem nyina wo wi ase na me kan last
and is there
and no there any wa babu me ba me twen
and there
unim coach no onye head coach da
sir
are you serious
onye head coach da
agotogu ono ere
utie oda kotokuru as no interim akuya fa dem de ma no eto so ma me coach no nsem no me man no profile kakran san ma sori akọ
are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding. Oh, me yes sir, me any coach ni 1981 to 1984 ana wo ho no team okoye no ya de ayi onye coach okoye ana we grasshopper youth
yenya fair to
Racing Zurich
coach no dey say
the friend Schmidt
Schmidt. Okay, so if you are being fair to the coach, I think for Racing Zurich, not a head coach.
Okay.
At Grasshoppers, youth. Racing Zurich now not a head coach. Then Grasshoppers no youth. Then Tottenham Hotspur assistant coach.
1998,
97, 98. FC Arau assistant. Team Agu, no a head coach 1 year. 1 year at FC Currents. Then FC Basel, no assistant. 2011 to 2013, Austrian national team, no assistant. Then Malaysia
national team, technical director.
Then 2018 to 2019. New Zealand, then Kotoku Royals interim. But I think Obata, to be fair to the coach, I don't think this is a bad CV.
Oh, I know,
I want us to have two distinct discussions this morning.
Okay.
Young friends here. Na me adoma ochina nkwane ahoden ba last show e be ye na sa asem ne be sa beto so be si bia Obata be sa dia
2026
then me aso Obata be wo me nche ha because na akofa ne story aba na ye bedudwa nsem nim.
Okay.
Because first one akofa ba ya pen abono no go bedwa ne tete.
Okay.
Itimani si ya no tie bi. You see, the reason I'm saying we should treat this topic as two separate things is one, we should treat this topic at abra yen disrespected Summit. Adwuma na de ntia ba bia ni go stars akofa ne se o monfamra. Then number two, I want to also have a distinct discussion around the reason in tia coach Amankwa wo ho bibia nseye
enye so lusu na go
stars akofa different coach de naba ene ya me coach Amankwa me yi nipa boni ni ba coach Amankwa me sro ka adwuma ni jai
Bruni anko be resign.
Coach Amankwa Misrao Kajuma no ebe ya kajai.
Onya adwuma no.
Onyai.
Oba say according to report.
Because me tell about time stories no dey my na Capo. He has been shown absolutely zero respect because
win kawa no but about time so story no kire say coach na Amankwa no ye interim and as well as assistant. And just stand here, the head coach about the as I was saying about assistant.
Maybe I'm a free banner and say TME. Last week me can say Michelle Busa specific questions the coach Amankwa the lines is bet me a pushing so coach of Premier League. And the answer was yes. So bet me a head coach of a Ghana Premier League side.
Okay.
I have seen teams coaches some way assistant and say Pamo head ni free or no be shame. Na adwuma no timi ye ni ye
ya de adwuma
na ma. For coach Amankwa there are instances assistant coach ni bet me ka say adwuma na kra me nye dey. Me pese me assistant na but for me come me di bibia chese coach Amankwa adwuma nya obeye. But I think first of all coach Amankwa ma baby ani go stars mpanyifo ne sebi ani watch omo kakra baby ani wo na ba ni nyina na yese I think they never expected an assistant coach to be getting the results he's getting.
Performance no.
And time beyond certain teams be coaches or more aura. Aside results, no jina bench I wouldn't say we will figure. Coach Amankwa, no disrespect to him, but I don't think aura. But at a football club, what matters most is not about aura. Because so shall be to say I'm a room where people in the training go gen one fe. Nemo majuma nanka said that one say was in the pakroni and ultimate. It's I don't know coach Amankwa or baby any go stars no. He's giving them results.
And no na
Supremo so ball only one Ghana Premier League game against Bechem United.
Dia
Kenya ye coach Amankwa and look at Omukuta 100% record wo fie. We are playing in a home dominant league. Where a home dominant league means this is a league as what me winning 85 to 90% of your home games are. Unya almost bear 10 to 15% of away results. Then you are in to win the league title. And I said the record again, say, Capo, the last 10 to 15 years, only one club now competing our CAF competitions more was our league in more top 4. That is Kotoko. So meaning baby any Gold Stars will need to do a lot to overcome it. Then I didn't share it. To be very honest with you, I don't really understand the brain behind that particular decision.
Oh, the decision.
Because coach now Obano, how well does he know the players? Coach now Obano, places in not because Coach Amankwa was part of Impoma Sumutima, or Paradise our boys winning Adio Mama. They say I was expecting to Coach Amankwa and more coaching him coaching in settle.
So only a force and assistant, so be bossing the head coach Ama Jumamuni Nama. So Capo, among us more Capo. When my dear mammy boy for a more disrespecting. With your bad time, say there has been 2 instances where assistant coach no prepare for game 1. Near the coach I bet and they say win a next coach. Mitier or bad time dia 2 coaches no one send the bonnie anymore. 1 coach Maxwell Kunadu 2 coach Wabe Capo your game ne. Assistant coach prepare. Come here, give the crown. You never coach in the coach and say, "Be before the game, they go and do that." Bamiza,
then no do you know why Masokuna did not do the job? Mufes Casamon Tunchain. Monfa Abia national team, some member didn't come and came a pediatric chain. Masokuna do showed Coach Amankwa the necessary respect. What wouldn't Masokuna do be around? Or no be or Taiwan man for us, maybe what you might. When he sees you are good. No, I'm being honest. Let's be plain.
Yeah, but
let's be plain. We've already passed that level. Some come on a couple minutes. Dear, we say, Coach Amankwa, Ghana Premier League bench man. Number 2, you are appointed officially as the head coach. By team no fat team no ma. You're fan man. Mituwasi esiwo. But baby, I'm mintiasi any say. I don't know NGI. I don't know Mbuye. I don't know bibi ankyere say ye hia bibi dia beka ho amade kro no abradwene ntiase so. I don't know baby ekona na wo so timi maintain ade na ma ade ne dey. That's what we call in English continuity. When we speak about continuity, you are speaking about consistency. The moment there is consistency, it applies to certain decisions you have to take. As a leader of any club, which I actually believe, baby any Gold Stars, meaning so on your head coach. Maybe our dream be say, who appointing as the head coach, Krana. I don't know, Endrum Pempen, so I was a bibi boom, na bibi saying your one bebrea, ma planning amoye nipa. Capo, a Juma way a cry, you'll be bar. A to be at first. Yeah, radio, who rest station me and no be fu. Nani pa crumble food because you send a Juma and this happens in our terrain. Not the environment you are working in. No kaso be by sending me Juma be able to do. If you are not careful, there will be backbiting in the team. Capo, there are players in the team who love the coach we ask them. Dono. There are players in this team who yada coach, you know. Now imagine some of these things supposed to be teachers. Oh, they be me coach you can You see, we don't create problems when there is none.
Until there's no problem now, Gold Stars.
It is our appointment to a and prehobano. Appointment to a right after the first round. An appointment to intimate at the end of the season. Then will be pretty free. You see, Empire on me born in Nepal. Yes, I don't it will be successful. I don't wish them bad. I wish maybe any Gold Stars plays well and even compete for the league because when we a team back home, so. Nemom ejigu amobeti enka okromwa.
Wo coach Amankwa ene Gold Stars issue di em say me so me kakakra me de minim say Gold Stars for no na. In fact omu run omu club and omu nim say direction we dey person yeko and how you coach I have say you new and say be I can say me say ma hu say yem fa coach we meka na team ni movie a
Capo, me say boni bi anim, but uni obi dealer. First of all, you look at the kind of environment you are operating in. Sabi a football such ni paje sen so here. Yes. Ye nim how are you coaching terrain this is here. Meaning say coach Amankwa no na head coach. Me say some Capo Makajo say we've passed there. What you say? We've passed there. But I didn't say
and a timing now.
And the timing of the decision. The timing of the decision. They say 3 games because between maybe and Gold Stars in the port that league in the top here 3 points.
Now coach, one thing is a coach no be Juma the way I meet I anya sports but meet other stages near there. Analysis of the coach no be good and so be because Juma now we no more dey be same this moment now. Obi a is as a timing
it's so Capo, because I didn't say it because Gold Stars were one of the
good team.
Who me so
good team.
So na man kwa mi shane da mi shane da but adwuma na oye ni nti na me kana asem no because yeso do ofru do apano na e piano na mo nya ne bone so but timing no na man focus esenka go stars for moshe na mo hu serebe but team no man am running mo de mo betimi appoint ekoye dia bebo mo bazo ankoye dia na obika easy mame mo akwa baboko de
obenegasi nyame adom bi afa
easy
oh yes more fire mo te dira na akokra na me tie dia
yeah easy kra